Hello everyone, my name is Samuel Ryman and this is This Week in Lionheart. On Wednesday night we ran round number 3 of the season at Phoenix and... oh no! Oh, this isn't good. Come on, get it back under control, get back under control. Oh, here come the leaders, keep up by the wall, keep it up by the wall. It's crabbing towards the left, watch out Adam, watch out! Whew, that could have been a lot worse. Here is your 30-second recap. The Thumbs Up Cancer Down Phoenix 200 was won by race sponsor Jason Galvin, but he wasn't gifted it. No, Galvin became the third winner in as many races this season only after a daring outside line pass with 20 laps to go on Adam Blocker. Notably, there was no Sage Karam in the race. 36 cars took the green, and the yellow flew 6 times for incidents, including one that involved... yeah. Well, obviously I'm not happy that I wrecked, but at least it looked cool, and that makes it fun to watch. And there's no person who's happier when one of these races is fun to watch than the very own creator of the Lionheart series, Mr. Jorge Anzaldo. He's here with us today. Hello, George.
Hey, Sam. Thanks for having me on. This is fantastic. Really excited to be here. Thanks a lot for having me.
Now, I went back a day after the race and went ahead and watched it, and up front, it was an entertaining race. A pass for the lead, a pass for the win within the final 20 laps. You were there watching the whole thing live. What did you think, not only about the race, but how the season's been going as a whole?
Oh, the season's been fantastic so far. We're really kind of firing on all cylinders with the new partnership with RaceSpot and bringing back our partners as well as some new ones that we formed for 2021. It's been really exciting. The racing has been fantastic. The field that we've assembled for 2021, I think, is our strongest yet, and I think that the racing is certainly showing that. Phoenix was, in my mind, watching it back, that battle between Galvin and Adam Blocker there in the final laps has to be within probably the top 5 to top 10 most pivotal moments in all of Lionheart. I kind of reflected on that after the race, after watching that, and certainly that was a great pass, especially, Blocker, 3-time champion. He's won so much. He's definitely set the standard for excellence in terms of competition in the league. And for Jason Galvin to pull that off, really gutsy move and clean. That's the thing also too. The racing's been remarkably clean. I think we kind of started that tradition last season. The average incident count amongst the whole drivers, I think, was somewhere around 2 to 2.5 inks per race. When you do that with a field of 40 to 42 cars, it just really shows the commitment and dedication that the members are putting into practicing and really competing at their best. So, yeah, 2021 is we're seeing a continuation of that. But again, when you add the whole package, you throw RaceSpot in and you bring back HyperX and all of our other great partners, but Butt Kicker coming on as a title sponsor for the IndyCar Series. It's just, yeah, it kind of follows our motto: competition, commitment, excitement. And yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, so let's talk about sponsors, because not only do we have HyperX, which headset you and I are both wearing right now, and Butt
Right.
Kicker. Unfortunately, I don't have a Butt Kicker here. I'm in an apartment complex. I think my neighbors might have something to say about that.
Sure.
But yeah, but even sponsors that drivers bring in, Jason Galvin, this race and his car sponsored by Thumbs Up Cancer Down. The series has attracted not only the likes of Sage Karam, who is now as regular in this series as he is in IndyCar, really, but we had Rubens Barrichello racing last year. We had Tony Kanaan racing last year. Really, this series has came on leaps and bounds, and I just wanted you to talk about that, what you think has helped contribute to that success, and what can current fans hope for in the future?
Wow. Yeah, it's been fantastic. I mean, that was certainly one of the things that was one of my goals early on when we formed Lionheart. Is we definitely wanted to create an environment that would create racing that would attract some of our pro drivers, and ultimately we were able to do that. Um, yeah, it's been fantastic seeing some of those guys on track with us. I mean, certainly being an IndyCar fan for many years, it's really a dream come true. So, but that also being said, as far as what can what can we give credit for that happening is ultimately also to our drivers. The drivers, again, like I said, they're so committed. If they're not putting on the show that they have been for the last 7 years, then attracting those drivers really never happens. So also to the admin team, the work that they're doing, this is something that certainly, I have a vision and I have a lot of big things planned, but I can't make it happen without them. It's really, ultimately, it's an entire team effort between the drivers, the admin team, and just everyone who's believing in us and standing behind me and helping me make this thing grow. So, yeah, my hat goes off to pretty much everyone involved. But having some pros has been it's been really cool, and it's been something that I think everyone every once in a while just kind of gives themselves a little pinch and says, "Wow," again, like Richie Hearn, former kart IndyCar Series driver. I mean, it's a guy that, like I said, I grew up watching, and I mean, he's raced with so many iconic names, and he's now racing in our IndyCar Series as well as our Retro Series, and it's like some of those first few practice sessions, I'm like, I just got passed by Richie Hearn. This is awesome. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and those guys also too. I think that they've taken our league seriously. They've enjoyed racing here, and yeah, it's been great. It's been great having him.
Yep, and this is so thrilling. Even my cat wanted to get in on the action. There we go. Um, Now, you mentioned the league admins. Let's go ahead and give them a shout out. David Corty, who's done a lot with race control. Mark Cohn has also joined them this season. And Andrew Kinsella does a lot before and after the
Oh
races,
yeah.
helping build the setup. So kudos to them. And I hope over the year I'll have a chance to interview all of them on the show. But also yourself, you're taking, correct me if I'm wrong here, because you only just told me this the other day. Are you taking a bit of a step back from racing in the IndyCar series to try and help those guys out a little bit more?
Yeah, I think so. It's a decision that didn't come lightly. With the growth of the league, it's definitely put a toll on the amount of time that I'm able to put into running the league as well as driving the car, as well as some things that I want to do. I've been in this hobby for probably 8 years now, 7 years strong, running the league, and to be quite honest, my office, my race room, it's in need of an overhaul. And running the league and practicing as much as I do, um, just finding time to get all of those things done is has been very challenging. I definitely, I want to build a rig. I'd love to build a rig from like Track Racer 80/20 rig and get everything hooked up and get off of the desk. I've been racing at my desk, which is fine, um, but yeah, for as much time and effort that I put into this hobby, I just kind of I want to have my dream race room, right? So that really doesn't happen unless I find some time to set aside to that. So this kind of at a crossroads here. And also, Dave Cordy does, it's a thankless job. It's it's a lot of work. And so I'm going to help step in and help him up there in the booth. But yeah, and then also just kind of take some time back so that we can make sure that the league is running at the highest level that we possibly can. So and also too, as far as our admin team, we also have Chris Fowler, who's been
Yep.
tremendous in helping with the social media campaign for Lionheart, helping us get our message and our imagery and various posts through our social channels, as well as Mike Rigney, who's there behind the scenes, just kind of helping. Um, just a good ear to fall on for advice, and actually credit to Mike Rigney, because he's the one who introduced and found ESTV and introduced me to them. So without his scouting, we might not have had that opportunity this season. So yeah, it's definitely a team effort. Those guys, they again, it's Lionheart is not able to be where it's at now without that team. And kudos again to Andrew Kinsella. I mean, he's now producing setups for 3 of our championship series. Um, Without those setups, Lionheart is not capable of producing the brand and the quality of racing that it has for so long. Um, I mean, obviously the drivers are skilled enough, I think, to drive just about any setup. But again, when you have a field of 42 drivers, it's certainly something unique. I think that's something that's been part of Lionheart for so long. And again, like that just doesn't happen without a great race engineer. So yeah, Andrew, he's really been pivotal in allowing us to put on a good show. So hats off to Andrew for his efforts there as well.
All right. Well, we mentioned the Speedway and the Retro Series, George, and
Yeah,
I think a lot of our fans enjoy watching those. However, we do have Watkins Glen coming up in 2 weeks' time. So
yeah,
I want to move to that because I always
sure.
think that produces some of the most exciting road course racing. I don't know if you're planning on participating in it as a driver, so I'll let you answer that. But also, as a fan, what do you think the fans can expect for this race? And do you have a pick?
Oh wow. Well, I mean,
You don't have to
certainly,
answer that last one.
yeah. As far as a pick is concerned, I mean, we have our road aces. I'm certainly excited to see, what Team Hype's going to be able to bring there on the road course, and we have Henry Bennett, new to the series for this year. Yeah, he's plenty fast. Obviously, we know Sage is going to be a threat. I mean, he's won Watkins Glen here in Lionheart several times, so if he's able to participate, certainly I think he'd be one to watch. As far as my participation, it remains to be seen. I am going to probably do a few one-offs in the IndyCar series if time allows. Um, but I more than likely I probably won't be out there this upcoming round for Watkins. But I think that we're going to see some great racing. Watkins is a fast track. It's a track that the drivers are familiar with. It's a track that has been part of Lionheart since year one. So it's kind of that staple, right? That everyone comes in and they're familiar with the track. So the drivers will get acclimated to the setup rather quickly, I'm sure, and it's going to produce some great racing. I think we'll probably see the field a little bit closer than some of the other tracks, especially with just the fast flowing nature of Watkins. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think fans are going to be in for a show. I don't want to jinx it, but I mean, the starts to our races, especially the road courses, have been exceptionally clean. I mean, I think everyone was very fearful about Long Beach, about there being this tremendous pile up and that, we'd be throwing yellow flags. Um, we've probably only thrown a yellow on a road course for a block track maybe 2 times in series history. So that's my expectation, is that it'll be clean. Um, I think there's so much at stake, and and there's so much determination for drivers actually, they care about the season. It's not just about just one race in each week in, week out. They really care about the championship, and I think that drivers they're racing each other smart, and they're thinking about the big picture. So ultimately, I feel that that's played a big part in the cleanliness of the races, despite still being rather competitive. I mean, we've been seeing some great action this season, and certainly looking forward to more. It's kind of tough, sitting watching the races, but ultimately, I'm also a fan myself. I'm a fan of all the drivers, the skill set, the action that they're putting out on track. I mean, I go back and watch every race, even the ones that I've competed in. It's just fun to watch back. The commentary from Race Spot is on point. We have a great team there, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So I'm a fan myself, and I'm looking forward to a great race. So I think it's going to be
Great.
great.
Three different winners in the opening 3 rounds, and of
Yeah,
course, with the season a bit shorter than normal, it makes every round that much more important. So it will be interesting to see the Andrew versus Sage battle, and who else can
sure.
throw their name in there. Well, thank you for coming to talk to us, George. It's been a real pleasure. And
Absolutely.
as a competitor and as a fan, I'm looking forward to seeing how the rest of the season pans out.
Sounds great. Thanks, Sam, for having me, and thanks again to all the fans and everyone who's part of Lionheart and is supporting us all these years. Looking forward to the rest of a great 2021. Thanks again for having me. Have a great
Likewise,
night.
and we'll see you all around 2 weeks
Okay.
away until
Take care.
Watkins Glen.
Bye.